Today's deck is budget-friendly, unique, easy to play, hard to master. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to CLEO's Network. Today, we are looking at Zoroark Stage 1s in the Silver Tempest standard format. This deck is built around Zoroark from Evolving Skies with the ability Phantom Transformation. Once during your turn, you may choose a Stage 1 Pokemon except Zoroark from your discard pile. If you do, discard this Pokemon and all attached cards and put the chosen Pokemon in its place. And we will be playing a ton of different Stage 1s to choose from to attack, depending on the matchup and the situation. The Stage 1s that Zoroark can transform into include Cinccino, Mightyena, Flapple, Appleton, Kleavor, Braixen, Raichu, and Slowbro. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for daily Pokemon TCG content, and also check out my sponsors. Use code CLEO at PotownStore.com for 5% off on your ptcgo and ptcg live code card needs. Check out Dragon Shield sleeves for the best sleeves in the game, and go on over to Beast Coast Pokemon and drop us a sub for some great Pokemon content. I should also mention there will be a link in the description for this deck list, and it'll take you to my PokemonCard.io page. PokemonCard.io is the best deck builder around for the Pokemon trading card game. This deck will function by setting up multiple Cinccinos to use the Make Do ability to discard a card, draw 2 cards. This will be the draw engine of the deck, in addition to some supporters. We have 4 Serena, which we can either use to draw cards or bring up one of our opponent's benched Pokemon V. We have Professor's Research to discard our hand and draw 7, and we have Marnie to shuffle both players' hands to the bottom of their decks, and then we'll draw some cards. Let's go over the use of each of these attacking Stage 1s. Mightyena has the Hustle Bark ability. If your opponent has any Pokemon VMAX in play, this Pokemon's attacks cost 3 colorless less, and it has the attack Wild Tackle that does 160 and then 50 damage to itself. This Mightyena will specifically be used to knock out Mew VMAXs. Flapple has the Acidic Mucus attack for just 1 colorless, so that means you can use your capture energies to fulfill this attack cost. Acidic Mucus does 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play that has an ability. Against a deck like Palkia Inteleon or Lugia Archeops, there are going to be a plethora of abilities on your opponent's board, and Acidic Mucus will do a lot of damage. Of course, if we have Flapple, we've got to have Appleton. Appleton has the Thick Mucus attack, and it does 70 damage for each special energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. Another one that'll be great against Lugia Archeops decks, since they'll have a ton of special energy. This will also be good against Regigigas decks. Next, we have Kleavor with the Route attack. This attack does 30 more damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon, so if they have a full bench, this will do 160, and against anything that is weak to fighting, we'll be doing 320 damage. Kleavor is a really efficient attacker against other single-prize decks, and also against anything weak to fighting. Braixen from the Silver Tempest set has Flare Parade. It does 60 damage for each Serena card in your discard pile, and we are playing 4 of the brand new Serena supporter card, so this maxes out at 240 damage. Another new card, Raichu from Silver Tempest, has the Ambushing Spark attack. This deck had been looking for a great lightning type attacker for a while, and Raichu finally fills that role. Ambushing Spark does 40, but if your opponent has used their V-Star power this game, this attack does 100 more, so that'll be 140, which will be 280 versus anything that is weak to lightning, like Lugia V-Star and Palkia V-Star. And the last Stage 1 in this deck is Slowbro from Pokemon Go with the Twilight Inspiration. You can use this attack only if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining. Take 2 prize cards. So in many matchups and many scenarios, if you can get yourself down to 2 prizes, as soon as your opponent goes down to 1 prize card, you can use Slowbro to immediately win the game. The Radiant Pokemon of choice in this deck is Radiant Jirachi with the ability Entrusted Wishes. If this Pokemon is in the active and it's knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, search your deck for 3 cards and put them into your hand. This will be great to retreat into and leave up on a turn when you're setting up for that Slowbro play, or even early in the game when you don't have attackers ready. Just leave this Radiant Jirachi up there and let it get knocked out. You can also go for the Astral Misfortune attack, which costs 2 colorless energy. Flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. This will be a huge swing in the game if you ever flip double heads against a 2 prize or 3 prize Pokemon with the Astral Misfortune. Now we're going to try this deck out on ptcgo for a couple games, show you guys how to play it. We have a really good hand here to start. We'll go Zorua in the active. We're going first as well. Battle VIP before we use the Pokestops, get out some Pokemon. Oh, and look at that, we're actually playing against a Zorua deck. What are the odds? And we lose 2 double turbo energies off the Pokestop. That is not good. And pass. That's real bad. Oh, so they're also playing Radiant Jirachi. But it looks like they're playing the Bibarel version as opposed to the Cinccino version. Our main goal our main strategy against other single prize decks is going to be to use the Slowbro. When they go down to 1 prize, we can take our last 2 prizes. So in case they have Slowbro as well, we won't want to go down to 1 prize. And if they are at 2 prizes. They've got a nice setup going here. Okay, and my turn. There's another energy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and evolve. And I'll use Serena to discard Pokestop and Serena. Nice. We get Zoroark. And we need to do 70 damage. We need to, actually, I think we'll Pokestop first. Hopefully no more energy. We do hit a capture energy. We're going to Evolution Incense for whatever we could use here to take the knockout. Cleavor takes the knockout pretty well with Route, so we'll go ahead and do the Cleavor away. And we'll also evolve the Cinccino, and I'll get this Slowbro into the discard for later. We'll evolve another Zoroark. And then we will go ahead and Phantom Transform into the Cleavor. And Twin Energy to it. And we'll definitely want to get our Zoroarks back into the deck. So we'll shuffle a Zorua and a Zoroark back into the deck. And then use our Route for knockout. Sending up the Jirachi, probably not correct. The Jirachi is good on like turn 1 going second, when the opponent's probably going to knock out whatever you have in the active. That's when you want to send that Jirachi out there. Oh, okay, so they're playing Glimwood Tangle. They're actually going to be focusing a little bit more on this Astral Misfortune than we are. And if there comes a time when Route is not taking knockouts, the Breaksin will be able to, since we already have 3 Serenas in the discard pile. So they're going to go with this Astral Misfortune, and they do get 2 heads, and they'll be able to knock out the Cleavor. Instantly knock out with the help of the Glimwood Tangle. We get a 0 off the top. That's beautiful. We'll go ahead and do away Battle VIP pass. We get a Jirachi, but I don't think we'll ever need to use this. Actually, we could need to use this if we run out of energy and need to leave something active for a turn while attaching captures or like waiting to hit energy. So if we ever whiff an energy, or we have a turn where we expect to whiff energy, or we're setting up for the Slowbro turn, maybe we will need this. So I'll go ahead and bench it. It doesn't hurt to bench it. And we already have an attacker that we can transform into. We have Cleavor, that would be good enough. So before doing anything else, we will go ahead and grab another Minccino and use Marnie. Nice, we get some energies. That's exactly what we want. And I will level ball for Braixen, and we'll send that into the discard with Make Do. And do we have any 1 energy attacks that we'd like to use? Since we have that, we don't, but we might be able to use Flapple next turn. So we'll go ahead and Phantom Transform into either the Cleavor or the Braixen. Let's give Braixen a chance to shine here. So we'll go into that, since we do have 3 Serenas in the discard pile, and attach the Twin Energy, and then Flare Parade. They do get to search for any 3 cards they want. That's pretty strong. Next turn, I'll definitely want to use Capture Energy and then attack with Flapple, because Capture Energy will also guarantee out a Zorua onto my bench. And what's really nice about how strong this Braixen is, if they were to gust up my Zorua and KO that, I have my Braixen. You know, it lives another turn and it's doing 180 damage right now. So they send up Zoroark. They have a nice board full of 3 Zoruas and 1 Zoroark. They're going to evolve into the next Zoroark and another Zoroark. And will it be another Zoroark? No. Okay, just 3 for now. And then we will see them transform into Flapple. That's what I'll be transforming into next turn. What do you know? Really funny that I queued up into a Zoroark Mirror immediately on the ladder. So there's Professor's Research. Okay. And we will want to be very careful not to be the one that goes down to 1 prize card first. We will lose the game if we do that because of the Slowbro. Just keeping that in mind, reminding myself a little bit, reminding you guys too. Quick ball away some cards so that they can use B-Burrow to draw more cards. And Acidic Mucus will take the knockout. Now, my own Acidic Mucus will be able to do 150 next turn with the capture. That is great. We also get another Cinccino. That's great as well. Let's go ahead and make do away the Flapple. We also got a Zorua off the prizes, or was that off the top deck? I think that was off the top deck. We got the Zorua. We'll make do away Battle VIP Pass. We don't need that. And let's Evolution Incense, see what else is in the deck. We don't need anything other than a Zoroark, so we'll just grab a Zoroark out of the deck with that. We're going to bench Zorua and evolve Zoroark. And then this Zoroark is going to transform into the Flapple because it attacks for just 1 energy. Just confirming that is the ability one. Yeah, Acidic Mucus does 50 for each ability. So we can attack with just a capture energy. Very, very good. And I probably want to... I don't want to dump Professor's Research, but I won't be using it in the next 2 turns. I already know that. So yeah, we'll dump it. Okay, is there anything I want to put on their bench? Not really. This is more for when we're playing against V Pokemon. And then we will do Acidic Mucus for 150 for just 1 energy. Very good. And we'll use the Radiant Jirachi on the turn when they go down, when they're at 2 prizes about to go down to 1. Because we'll essentially skip a turn of attacking and send out the Radiant Jirachi. Let's see if they're down any boss's orders yet. They have not played any boss's orders. Now, they might not play any boss's orders, since they do have the 4 Serenas. You know, they could forego the boss, but we do play a boss's orders, so we'll assume that they have the possibility of having 1 or 2 in the deck. They just need energy here. Hopefully they'll be able to keep the attacks going so we can have a really close game here. It looks like it's turning out to be a good one so far. So they'll go ahead, attach the Twin and Flare Parade for 120. And I will send out the Zorua. Okay, let's draw some more cards. We'll make Do Away Battle VIP Pass. And we'll make Do Away Mighty Anna. And Rescue Carrier is good, I think. Yep, we have 3 Zoruas in there. We're definitely going to want to carry some of them back. We'll bench 1, and then we will evolve the Zoroark. And we have 3 Serena in the discard, so we'll go ahead and transform into Braixen. And attach an energy, and then we're going to go ahead and Ordinary Rod a Zorua and a Zoroark back into the deck. And we will make Do Away Echoing Horn, because we don't need that. And Flare Parade for 180, going down to 2 prizes. And as long as the opponent takes a prize next turn, we will not take a prize, because then they could just win with Slowbro. And hopefully they aren't playing any kind of like damage spread or sniping attacks that can get around my strategy for the mirror match of using Slowbro, because I sure am not using any of those kinds of cards that could get around the Slowbro. So back into the Braixen, and I'll have to make it look like I do not have energy, just so they don't think something is up in case they do have a way around this scenario or around this strategy. So what I will do is send up the Radiant Jirachi. Bench this. Let's see if they're down any Marnies. They're down 1 Marnie. There could be another Marnie in the mix. We do have another Zoroark in the deck, so we'll go ahead and evolve this Zoroark. And we already have Slowbro in the discard, so from there we pass. Now they really can't do much. They're down to 3 cards in the deck, so they can't really wait too long to formulate a plan or for me to mess up or to see what happens. They're just going to pass, but I'm going to win by deck out if this is how the game continues on. So I will win by deck out. So I'm just going to pass. Because I do not think they have a way around this strategy, so I'll just let them deck out. I got my other Zoroark. Okay. And I have more cards in circulation than they do, so I should be fine to win on the deck out. I also have the carrier still. And, oh, I do only have one card? No, I have two. I have two Pokemon with 90 HP. Oh, I have three. I have Flapple as well. So yeah, there's two cards I could get back with carrier and then Marnie in. If I have a Marnie remaining. Yeah, I have a Marnie remaining, I believe. They will still deck out first as of now because they only have two cards in deck with the Rod. There's Radiant Jirachi. And they're gonna Roxanne, which is putting themselves back at two cards again. So they're gonna go for this. I don't see how going with the Astral attack from Jirachi, what's it called, Astral Misfortune, I don't see how going for that makes any different compared to going for the Flare Parade, but I guess they're just trying to think of something, right? I mean, I can draw my whole deck with Cinccino versus Research, Cinccino plus Research, so when they knock me out, I'll just win with Slowbro. And I get to search my deck for any 3 cards I want. Or is that only with damage? That's only by damage. Okay, so a solid strategy there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and Phantom Transform into Slowbro and Twilight Inspiration and take my last 2 prize cards. GG. Well, we managed to hit another mirror on the ladder, but this one's playing Golisopod with the Hard Time Slash. We are not playing that one ourselves. This is crazy. Okay, we'll go ahead and VIP pass out double Minccino, and then I'm going to level ball for another Zorua, and then we will Serena away the Slowbro, and we'll use Pokestop, discarding a double Zoroark and Raichu. Just what we wanted. Let's put those Zoroarks back into the deck though. And pass. I guess a lot of people are trying this deck right now because I don't even hit mirrors like this when I play like the new popular deck when I'm trying to record gameplay. This is crazy. Okay, they are also playing Hisuian Zoroark. Okay, so it's cool to see some variation in what other people are trying with this deck. So that's a positive of hitting 2 mirrors on the ladder. The first transformation of the game is into Hisuian Zoroark. That's not gonna really do much because I can just evolve and that does no longer affect us. Okay, let's try starting with a Pokestop here. We got rid of Cinccino and 2 energy. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. The Pokestops are not my friend. Let's make do away a Pokestop. And we get into a capture and oh man. Okay. So we'll capture energy here and grab our Radiant Jirachi and go into it. We can rescue carrier the Cinccino back, but I don't think it's worth it right now, so we're just gonna pass with the Jirachi active. And if they knock it out with Doom Curse, it doesn't give us our prize cards, but we're just leaving this out here as like a buffer for now, because that Zorua would have been knocked out if we left it. Oh, so actually I should have just retreated into a different Zorua, I think. Okay, Doom Curse the Jirachi. And we do get a research here, but we can't exactly play that. Let's go ahead and Pokestop. What do we get rid of? Are we ever going to get items with Pokestop? We got rid of a Zoroark, a Serena. Okay. How many energy are we down? We're down 122 cap. Okay. We'll make do away the Pokestop because I think both of us are only playing Pokestops. We get another Chinchino. That's great. We will get rid of the research. Okay, this is getting better. We'll bench another Zorua, and we'll also evolve a Zoroark. And let's see, this is weak to dark, so we could actually just attach here and then next turn knock out with Night Days if they don't retreat. I think I'll wait though. I'll just pass. This gets knocked out by the Doom Curse. We'll send up Zoroark, and they should not be able to retreat and attack. They're probably not playing any retreat options, so if they Doom Curse, we will Phantom Transform, and I think that will stop the Pokemon from being knocked out. I think. We will have to... Well, we're going to find out if Doom Curse stays on the Pokemon when it Phantom Transforms. So maybe I should have just sent up Zorua and then let them Doom Curse and then evolve it into it. That was probably the better play. But we are going to try this and see what happens. So let's go ahead and make do in Appleton. Oh, we actually will need to find something that we can transform into that'll take the knockout. Let's go ahead and Pokestop. Okay, we get a level ball. And did we prize Flapple? We prized Flapple. Do we have any Serena in the discard? We have one. Oh, we have 3 Serenas in the discard. Oh, let's go. Okay, we'll get Braixen. And then we will make do. Away the Braixen. Okay, and we have another Zoroark. We have a level ball. We can get another Minccino. We have another Chinchino. We do. It's in the discard pile. Play this down. Okay, so we'll transform. Hopefully that takes off the Doom Curse. And we'll go into Braixen. And we'll attach double turbo because the extra 20 damage reduction doesn't matter. And hopefully we don't get knocked out by the Doom Curse. Let's see. Come on, no Doom Curse. We're waiting here. It would happen after they sent something up. Okay. Beautiful. The Doom Curse effect does not stay on the Pokemon. Very good. And now we're on track to let them go down to 1 prize card, and then we'll slow bro for game. Beautiful. At this point, I've stopped using Make Do's, and I've stopped using Pokestop and everything like that because I don't want to deck out. And if they're just going to send up this Jirachi and stop taking prizes, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to say pass. I'm just going to keep passing, and we'll see who has more resources to not deck out. So they've used 1 rescue carrier and 0 ordinary rods. I've used 1 of each, so I may be at the disadvantage, but I have more cards in hand, less cards in deck. Actually, let me knock this out to force... so I'm going to let them take 3 cards out of their deck, but I'm not going to go down to 1 prize card. So I am going to take this knockout, and I'll take a prize card as well. This is all for the deck out strategy now, because if they don't want to let me go down to 1 prize... They don't want to go down to 1 prize card themselves, because they know it'll let me win with Slowbro. So it turns out into a who decks out first situation. And since I took a prize card, that's going to give me more cards to put back into my deck with Marnie to not deck out. Yeah, because they already have the Slowbro in the deck. But actually, their Doom Curse Zoroark is really good for this. Because it can let them go ahead even more on prize cards, I think. Like, it can let them... if I just leave something out in the active, they can Doom Curse, and then I'm kind of forced to take some sort of action. So that Doom Curse might be really good in single prize matchups if both players understand the Slowbro strategy. I have 3 Zoroark in the discard pile. I have an Ordinary Rod in the discard pile. I'll send out a Zorark, Zorua, and then I'm going to bench Zorua, and I'm going to pass. So now they have less cards because they went and searched those cards with Jirachi. And they're also now like attaching energy to attack and things. So I think now I can win by deck out. Nice. Okay, so they're going to go down to 2 prizes, and I will match them and go down to 2 prizes. There's Zoroark, so I will evolve, Phantom Transform. We'll just go into our own Braixen. And attach. Now, let's see here. So we have a Zorua here. They could go down to 1 and boss this, knock it out. That would be very bad. So let me see what's in the deck here. We do have a Carrier and an Ordinary Rod in the deck, so that's great. So we're going to go ahead and Marnie because we need to get a Zorua down, and we also need to get more Zoroarks into our deck. But we have a really good chance of drawing the Carrier or the Rod here. So we do draw the Rod, and that'll be enough. We only really need 1 more Zoroark and 1 more Zorua. So we'll Rod back in 1 Zorua, 1 Zoroark, and then we can get the Zorua here with Level Ball. And then we'll take a knockout, go down to 2 prize cards. Now, if they go down to 1 prize card, we will win with Slowbro. Okay, they're just going to pass. And I'll also just pass. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll just keep passing until they decide to do something. Oh man, it's looking like maybe I don't have that other Marnie. I don't think I have any other attack that I can do anything with. Both active Pokemon are now asleep. Would that do anything for me? No. Does Jirachi do anything for me? No. I can't use those attacks. Yeah, there's nothing I can do in this scenario to play around the Slowbro if one of these cards are not a Marnie. So if that last card's not a Marnie, it's just game over here, unfortunately. Okay, yep, it's not a Marnie. Well played. GG. They win by deck out. Because if I ever took that last prize card, then they would use Slowbro to take their last 2 prize cards. In case you guys run into a lot of single prize decks or even the mirror matches like I was, one interesting card I found that you can put into the deck for those situations and those matchups is the Gyarados from Pokemon Go. It has the Wreak Havoc attack, flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. If I was able to even just hit like 1 or 2 or 3 heads off of this in those last turns of that second game you guys watched, that would have made a huge difference, and I could have won on deck out as opposed to losing via deck out. So I was looking for other stage 1s. This would be good, and then anything that can spread damage or place damage would be good, but there aren't many great options for that. The best one I found for placing damage everywhere to take multiple knockouts in one turn is this Hisuian Lilligant with Twister Lutz. The issue is that it has to switch with one of your benched Pokemon after attacking, and that's going to be an issue. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for daily Pokemon TCG content, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.